So this particular video is going to be about using your cell phone app to join and to check in at the events. But remember, you must have already accepted an invite before you can actually enter into the app to see the chapters, the members, be able to earn credit for referring or receive referrals, and all the other benefits and perks that come with being a member of Successful Thinkers Network. Obviously, when you receive the invite, you now have a login email and you have a password. So you'll log in. Once you go in, this is what you'll see as your home page in your app. You click on the icon that the arrow's pointing to. That's actually the menu button. It takes you to the image that's on the left-hand side of your screen, and you'll see where it says chapters. Once you click on that, it shows you the image that you see on the right-hand side, and it's a list of chapters alphabetically. The cool thing is that if you know where your chapter is, you can type in the name and you can go straight to the chapter. So we're going to pick Alameda for a chapter at this point. So we're also going to assume that you live close to this particular chapter and you want to make this your home chapter. All you have to do is click on the button that is in orange that says join. Once you click on that, another image will come up and you click yes, and you've basically confirmed it. As you can see now in this image, the join button has disappeared. And it's really important that you understand the benefit of this. There are things that you can't do if you're not a member of a specific chapter. You can't see certain information. And I'm going to go into some of this right now. One of the things that is a benefit, regardless of whether you're a member or not, if someone clicks on the members, you're not going to be listed in the chapter unless you join that chapter. And so in this case, on the left-hand side, you can see that Jim Bellacera is not a member of that chapter. And that was before he joined it. Once he joined it, now you can see the arrow pointing to Jim Bellacera. So you obviously can see that he is a member of that particular chapter. Once you're a member of the chapter, you'll also see on your home page on your cell phone the button that says events. You see where the arrow's pointing to. One of two different images is going to show up. On the left-hand side, if there's no upcoming events listed for that chapter, you're going to get this. You're going to see you have no upcoming events. On the right-hand side, where you have an active chapter and you have an admin person that's actually proactive and they're putting all the upcoming events and they've got their speakers picked out and so forth, you'll see the image you see on the right-hand side, which also shows you a button that says check-in. It only works when you're at the event, the day of the event, during the time frame of that particular event. So you can check in when you get there on your own. You don't have to rely on an admin person or a registration person to do it for you when you get there. Although they can, because they have a little bit extra ability to do things that other people don't, because they're considered admin for that chapter. On the right-hand button called Register Guest, this gives you the ability, if you brought a friend with you that you'd like to introduce to Successful Thinkers Network and they choose to become a member, you can actually send them an invite. You can do it real time while you're there and just type in their name and their information and everything. And what's really cool is they're going to then show up in that chapter event as well. So you're doing them a favor as well as yourself by getting credit. You can see on the screen to the right, it says your invitation to test me has not yet been accepted. When they do accept that invite, it's going to turn yellow and it's going to say accepted. So that's really cool. You might want to let them know that there's always that possibility that it might go to their spam box, so they might want to double check and see if it went to their spam box. Moving on, if you go back to the home page of that particular chapter and you look where the arrow's pointing to on the left-hand side, it's pointing to what looks like a calendar, it says events. When you click on that, it takes you inside that actual chapter, and you can see the different dates of previous events and dates of events that are coming in the future. And what's really cool about that is you can actually see who the speakers are, you can see details and agenda information that they make available by scheduling the events out and what took place in the past. The next few slides that I'm going to show you have information that's only really available on your computer versus what's on your cell phone. And the reason I wanted to point this out is because if you go to your computer and you go to the home chapter, or go to any chapter actually, you have an opportunity to see something that you're not going to see on your cell phone. And you see where the arrow's pointing to map on the left-hand side, that white button? Well, it's going to take you to a global view of the world. And you can see all the different chapters for Successful Thinkers, and there's something in the Philippines and Hawaii and North America. And if you do a close-up, and this is Northern California, by the way, you can see all the different icons, and each one of the icons represents a chapter. And if you roll your cursor over the chapter, you can actually see the name of the chapter, who the lead ambassador is, a little information about the chapter, and also what day of the week, what time, and where the event is. And if you want more details, just look where the arrow's pointing to and click on that. It's called List. It'll open up the entire chapter, and you can see all the information details of the chapter. Back to the cell phone, as you can see on the right-hand side, the arrow's pointing to a button called Near Me. This is a very important feature. Not only does it work when you're at the chapter and you can see everybody who's there, you can see their faces, what they do for a living, what their names are, but when you're out and about in the general community, if you choose to turn the feature on and they've turned it on, that means you both want to be found. And the cool thing about that, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say you're out and about, you look down at your cell phone because you've got the feature turned on and they have it turned on. You can see all the different people that are within 300 feet of you. That's eye contact. And you can pick somebody like, let's say, Brandon, and you go, you know what, I'm going to go meet Brandon. I don't care if you're at a restaurant or in the mall or whatever, some other meeting, perhaps. You can walk right up to Brandon and say, hey, Brandon, Jim Bellacera here. It looks like you and I are both in the same Successful Thinkers Network family. It looks like I'm looking at your business. There's some synergy between the two of us. I'd love to schedule a time to get together. I need to get your contact information so that we can schedule that time. Because of technology, we're able to do something from a local perspective and actually meet people face-to-face to hopefully convert that into a relationship and then convert that to business. But that's because we're both members of the Successful Thinkers Network. We have our GPS turned on, and we want to be found, or we want to find somebody. So take advantage of this app to find chapters, to find members, and to learn more about Successful Thinkers Network and how it could benefit you in your personal life, your business life, and just make a difference in your community.